welcome to Woke Spirit. I created this podcast because I suffered from depression and became obsessed with learning about the mind. I then took that information and I was able to heal myself, so I feel it like a duty to teach people how I did this. Today's topic, how to build the super you. In most of my videos, you will see that I am giving you techniques, methods, and technologies on how to heal yourself. But along with healing yourself, it's also about creating the person that you want to be. It's about deciding if you want to be more loving, more compassionate, more trusting, more patient, more forgiving. You get to choose how you want to be. That is what makes the healing journey so beautiful. It's not just about forgiveness and patching up old wounds, which is absolutely beautiful and a great feeling. But what's even better than just healing yourself is creating the version of you that you have always dreamed of, the version of you that you are meant to be. In order to create the super version of you, I want you to start treating your mental health the way you could treat your physical health. If you want your body to be healthy and strong, this is something that you have to work on every single day. You have to be conscious of the food that you eat. You have to work out every day. You have to create some type of game plan to make sure that your body is in the condition that you want it to be. Treat your mental health the same way. Create a game plan on how you want to feel, on how you want to think. You must be conscious of your thoughts and emotions. So many of us just get lost in how we think and we get lost in how we feel because those thoughts and emotions are so painful. But when you get lost, you are strengthening old belief systems, which will then create those same thoughts and emotions. And if you want to create new belief systems that align with your highest self, you have to learn how to redirect those painful thoughts. When those painful thoughts start to arise, I want you to start thinking about something that you are grateful for. And it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. Just put your focus, attention, and energy towards that thing that you are thankful for. This is something that you must do every single day. And it's not going to be necessarily easy in the beginning because most of us are so used to being lost in our painful thoughts and emotions. And we just kind of ride right into whatever it is that our thoughts are saying to us. This is why it's so important to start to be a little bit more aware of the things that your mind is saying to you. And it's okay to get lost in it, but even after those emotions have gone through you, to look back and think about, okay, this happened to me. I was thinking these types of thoughts. I was having these types of emotions. This will lead you to the limiting belief systems. This will help you create new belief systems that align with how you really want to be. And just like what you do with your physical body, if you want to be in shape mentally, you have to do this every single day. You have to build the muscle that you want. And if these belief systems are controlling how you think and how you feel and the actions that you take, you must create belief systems that align with how you want to be, that align with your greatest self. You want to know a secret about healing from your past trauma? You don't have to rehash or even remember a moment of your trauma to heal from your anxiety, to heal from your depression, to heal from any of the thoughts or emotions that you may experience today. You just have to discover the state of the mind as it is today. This is what true self-awareness is. We get to a point in our lives as adults where we think self-awareness is understanding what our triggers are and understanding what makes us happy and what makes us sad. And yes, there is some self-discovery in that. But the greatest self-discovery is learning about the limited beliefs that are in your system. Hey, boo. Can I finish shooting and then we play?
Shooting? What shooting?
Yes, I'm shooting the video. You see the red light?
Oh.
Can I finish this and then I come out to you, please?
Wait, I'm gonna say.
Is that okay? And then I come out. Are you going to be in there? You promise? You're not going anywhere? You're not going to drive somewhere? Okay. True self-discovery is discovering the limiting beliefs that we hold within ourselves, because those limiting beliefs is what's causing our painful thoughts and our painful emotions, and therefore the painful choices and decisions that we make in our lives. Once you've discovered those limiting belief systems, you use that information to create new belief systems. This is mastery over the mind. This is mastery over your life. Discovering your limiting beliefs within, it's listening to the mean things that your mind says to you and paying attention to the things that your mind says when events happen that you don't want, that you don't like, or that you don't expect. For example, what do you say to yourself when somebody betrays you? What are the things that your mind says to you when you're experiencing anxiety or an episode with your depression? What type of thoughts do you have when you are feeling overwhelmed, when you have sensory overload, or when you're stressed out? What do you say to yourself? The mean things that you say, your inner critic, these are your limiting belief systems. And once you discover these limiting beliefs, then you can use this information to create new beliefs that align with how you really want to be, how you really want to think, how you want to feel. When things go the way that we want or the way that we like or expect, it's easy for us to have balance in the system. It's easy for us to have loving thoughts. It's easy for us to feel good. But when those moments happen that we don't like and don't expect, that is when we experience a disturbance within. We will experience disturbance in the mind with our thoughts and disturbance within the body with our emotions. And if you want to experience balance within your entire system, no matter what anybody says or does to you, you have to discover what is causing that disturbance. It's not the people or the experiences that's causing the disturbance within you. They are just giving you an opportunity to finally heal from it. It's coming from the limiting belief that you hold within yourself. And if you didn't have that limiting belief, you wouldn't feel that disturbance. You wouldn't have these thoughts. You wouldn't have these emotions. You would not feel that disturbance. This is one of the most empowering pieces of information because it gives the power to us. When you start to take responsibility over how you feel and how you think, then you are in control of this system. And we all know what this world is like. There are many things that are going to happen that we do not expect to happen and that we do not want to happen. And because we know that's going to happen in our lives, at least be able to handle this system. At least be able to handle how you respond when those situations happen. That you can keep your peace, that you can keep your joy no matter what anybody does or say to you. But you have to create balance within yourself. If you experience anxiety, depression, addiction issues, stressed out, frustration, anger issues, if you're overwhelmed, the mind is in a state of delusion. If your mind experienced abuse, it will abuse you. If your mind experienced neglect, it will tell you to neglect yourself and to neglect others. If your mind didn't experience love, it will generate self-sabotaging thoughts. If your mind experienced fear and chaos, it will tell you to always have your guard up and believe that people are always out to get you. If you no longer want to experience these thoughts, you have to reprogram your mind to think differently. Your mind is like a computer program. It will stay in that program until you teach the mind who you really are. Love, compassion, joy, peace, patience. In my videos, I tend to speak more generally around how the mind can create painful thoughts and painful emotions. But I want to give a more specific example on how you can train the mind to think and feel differently. There are so many labels that we are given when we experience painful thoughts, painful emotions, and therefore take painful actions against ourselves and other people. For example, let's take the relationship that some of us have with our bodies. Some of these labels are body dysphoria, anorexia, bulimia, or you may be a cutter. The things that we do to ourselves, how we hurt ourselves, these are all symptoms. They are byproducts of another issue. These symptoms are so painful and take over so much of our life and our identity. It's incredibly difficult to not put focus on our symptoms. So it makes sense why we turn our focus on trying to stop the painful rituals that we do to ourselves. There's nothing wrong with managing your rituals. That's very important. But managing or even stopping these rituals is not solving the problem. You must go to the source to solve it. The symptoms are the rituals, the shame, the depression, the anxiety, but the source is the limiting belief that you hold within yourself. It's this limiting belief that's causing you to harm yourself. It's this limiting belief that is telling you to do certain things. It's those painful thoughts and those painful emotions that you feel around these rituals. They all come from a limiting belief that you hold within yourself. Somewhere along your life journey, somebody lied to you, and you picked up on belief systems that don't belong to you. A belief that you are unworthy, a belief that you are not enough, a belief that you don't deserve love, a belief that you don't deserve to be happy, a belief you're not worthy of self-love, a belief that you should be punished. And if you suffer from any type of body image issues, I want you to start paying attention to the things that you say to yourself when you are in that state. When you are hurting yourself, when you're judging yourself in front of the mirror, what do you say to yourself? What are the mean things that come up? The thing about thoughts and emotions is that they're like habits. So in a way, we get used to them, and we have this belief that this is just who we are. But let me tell you, if you experience painful thoughts and painful emotions, this is not who you are. These are belief systems that you picked up on. That is why you think the way you do. That is why you feel the way you do. And that is why you harm yourself. It is these belief systems that are telling you to do this. There is a lot of shame attached to the rituals that you do to hurt yourself. And so I want you to focus on the shame. That is a limiting belief you hold within yourself. We need to create affirmations. And I know affirmations have been talked a lot about, and how you manifest something, you do it with affirmations. But there is something that changes within the system. When you say affirmations out loud, when you think those things and you feel it in your body, you are creating new belief systems the same way that they were created when you were a child. So now we are creating more empowering belief systems. I deserve self-love. I love myself unconditionally. I am enough. I am worthy. I need you to say this over and over in your mind, out loud, and I need you to feel it in your body. And if you want to change your mental health, you have to change this programming. You have to go to the root. There is a reason why your mind tells you to cause harm to yourself. Let's get to the root. Let's do healing right there. As I said before, healing and creating the super version of you is about discovering the current state of the mind. Is your mind depressed? Is your mind anxious? Is your mind stressed out? Is your mind frustrated? Is your mind overwhelmed? Is your mind angry? These are messages that the mind is not in alignment with your highest self. Somewhere along your life journey, the mind was abused. So today, the mind is going to do what the mind learned from the adults around you as a child. It's abusing you. Your anxiety, depression, anger, stress, defensiveness, sensitivity, insecurities, loneliness, always a victim, annoyance, guard up, hurting yourself. These are all different variations and manifestations of an abused mind. And it's time to show the mind some love. It's time to create new belief systems to heal the mind and to get the mind back to its natural state, which is love, compassion, patience. Being able to heal yourself and to create the super version of yourself is sort of like being a successful entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs have the ability to envision where they want their business to be. All entrepreneurs are visionaries. They have to be visionaries because the thing that they are trying to create doesn't exist right now. All great businesses have started in the mind. That person believed that they could do this. They believed in their idea. They believed in their business. If they didn't believe it, they wouldn't have even tried. Healing yourself is the same. If you want to heal from your depression, from your anxiety, from your body image issues, from being stressed out, you have to believe that you can heal. That is the first step. You have to believe there is a reality where you are peaceful, where you are joyous, where you are healed. You have to believe that you can have a healthy relationship with others. You have to believe that you can have a healthy relationship with yourself and your body. You have to believe that you can be successful. That is the only way you can have healing in your life. Healing yourself is great, but what's even more fun and exciting is building the person that you want to be. The real you, not the you that was created in order to survive a circumstance or an experience. We have spent way too long living a life that is not ours, a life that belongs to the adults that we were around as children, a life with beliefs that do not belong to us, which control every single part of us, including our thoughts, our emotions, and our choices in life. You do get to choose who you want to be. You just have to decide, who is that? What does the super you look like? What does the super you do every day? How trusting is the super you? How loving is the super you? How patient is the super you? How joyous is the super you? Does the super you laugh all the time? Is it easy for the super you to get over unpleasant events? You get to choose. You just have to build that person. A beautiful and simple way to build your super you, to create new belief systems, is to milk it. Milk the positive moments in your life. We are in training. We are training the mind and the body to be a certain way. If you want to feel more joyful in life, more peaceful in life, milk the joyful moments. I don't care how small it is. If the barista at the coffee shop was kind, milk it. If something on social media made you laugh, milk it. If your child told you that they loved you today, milk it. Every emotion that you want more of, if you are in a peaceful state, milk it. Give it attention. Acknowledge that state. Put focus on it, energy towards it. This is training the mind. Be grateful for that moment. You are letting the mind know this is who you are. This is who we are creating ourselves to be, more joyful and more peaceful. The reason why your mind abuses you is because it's been abused. And so if you want your mind to be more loving and more peaceful and more compassionate and more patient, you have to show the mind that's who you are. And you do that by putting energy towards those moments when they happen in your life. I don't care if it's just a small part of your day. Milk that joyous emotion. Be grateful for that moment. Say gratitude thoughts. Feel that gratitude in your body. My new thing that I've talked about before is that when I am in a gratitude state, I think the thoughts, I feel it in my body all the way until it gets down to my pinky toenail. I want it to run through my entire system. I am building myself to be in a higher vibration. I am showing my mind and my body who I am. You have to create this person. You have to build the super you. And if you want to build it, you have to direct the brain to be that way. So when you experience a joyous moment, a peaceful moment, an act of kindness, milk it. Feel it in your system, acknowledge it, and say to yourself, this is me. This is who I really am. And when those moments happen that you don't like, that you don't want, when you start to experience emotions and thoughts that are painful, let it run through your body, but don't give it any more energy. Don't give it any more attention, because that is how you build up that muscle. We want joyous muscles. We want compassionate muscles. So when those moments happen, stay in that moment for as long as you can. This is reprogramming the mind. This is training the mind to be how you want it to be. The mind is always taking direction from you. So when you are in a state that you like, by giving that state attention and focus, the mind is learning this is who we really are. And the more that you do this, the stronger that muscle becomes and the weaker your painful thoughts and emotions become. Train the mind with how you want to be. The greatest training doesn't come in managing your depression and redirecting your negative thoughts. The greatest training comes when you are in a joyful state, when you are in a laughing state, when you are in a peaceful state. That is where you have the greatest training and changing of the mind. I hope this information was useful for you. If you have any questions, just put it in a post. I answer all of the questions. And if you know anybody where this information can be useful, please send it over to them. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.